Sunday night only means one thing. Scorecard is live on Citi TV. My good friends have been singing hooks and choruses in the studio already. You know it's about to be a good show. But on the items today, we have the EPL. It's going on. Liverpool Football Club took out their anger on AFC Bournemouth. Not that it means anything. The season is still young. They are still lagging behind the rest of the pack. So we'll talk about that. There's some transfer news on the horizon. So instead of us to discuss like in depth what the team has been doing, we'll be talking about how they've spent a whole lot of money on a winger that some say is unproven. I'll be asking them how he will improve their team today. We'll be talking about Man United and their supposed agreements with Brazilian winger Antony. There's also boxing in the mix as well because Ghana's Richard Commey was at the Hard Rock Casino Hotel. He was up against Pedraza. It was a split decision draw. A lot of questions around Team Commey as things stand now. It's about to be a really interesting show. So do stick and stay with us. Let's take a quick break here. When we come back, my good friends have a special treat for you. Welcome back to Scorecard on Citi TV. Like I said, it's been a really enthralling week of sporting activity. Ghana's Black Galaxies have been in action. The EPL, of course, rolling along really nicely. Let's start off with the Black Galaxies, but let me introduce my people in the studio. Coach, Charlie, what's going on?
Oh, Charlie. Oh, Charlie.
Oh, Charlie.
Antony.
Oh, Charlie.
Antony.
Oh, Charlie.
Antony. Oh. Antony, awa tu.
Oh, Charlie.
Antony, oh. Antony, oh. Antony, oh. Hey, no more.
Oh, Charlie.
No more.
Looking.
Wow.
Oh, Charlie.
No more.
Coach, I'll come to you in a bit. This introduction.
Oh, Charlie.
No, I'm good, man. Look. It's
You mean you are good?
No more. Maybe cool. I'm so good.
Oh, Charlie.
By Tuesday, Gapo
is
oh,
Charlie.
Oh, wow.
there is the boy in Catalan. You come and chop money.
Yeah.
Come for money.
You
These
mean
people-
FDJ?
Oh, you are playing for a poverty team. A team in
crisis.
Gross poverty. They can't even pay you your salary. Come and chop. Come. There's cash.
You mean there's cash?
Come and chop some. Then you are there. You are saying that I will cut my pay. I've just bought a new house. My fiancé. You are not even saying your wife, your fiancé. Any fiancé. Come and chop money. Bring the fiancé. We'll show proper cash. You should sit there.
You mean there's cash at United?
No more. Go and ask Antony.
Antony.
They just flanked small in front of his face. I asked, look, no more. Quick.
DJ, Charlie, how has the weekend been treating you?
Oh, Charlie, I'm good, man.
Oh, Charlie,
I'm good,
you are
man.
perfectly good.
I'm perfectly good.
Look, let me just, because of my joy.
Yeah.
Mrs. Nimley. Oh, Charlie. When I come home, just crown my joy for me. I'm finished. Oh, Charlie.
You mean you should put the icing on the cake?
No more. She's watching the show.
This cool
and
Sunday.
she's the way the weather too is hilarious. It's going to be absolutely bombastic. Oh, Charlie.
I don't even know how we arrived at this point. We were talking about Antony one moment ago. Let's shelve all that and let's get into some local stuff here before we even take the plane and go to England. Let's talk about the Black Galaxies. Daniel, Nigeria, a team that we're all a little skeptical about. The Galaxies have been in Qatar preparing. They were in Cape Coast today, managing to win by 2-0. A free Barnier at it again. It's like every time a team where he's involved is in action, he's either getting a goal, an assist, or it's a key part of why the win is happening. Do we have what it takes to go out there and finish this job in Nigeria?
The first thing I was happy about today's results was the fact that we kept a clean sheet. It was very important, playing the first leg at home, to keep a clean sheet, keep the Nigerians at bay. Because now we have 2 unanswered goals to take to Abuja on September 3. It will be difficult in the second leg, but at least we have an advantage, and we have a good advantage going into that second leg.
Yeah.
We know that Ghana has not been in the competition for the last 3 editions.
True.
It's been a while since we've been there. We faltered against lesser opposition, if we are being honest with ourselves.
Burkina Faso twice, Cote d'Ivoire once.
Exactly, and it's not been the best. But look, this time around, if you look at the squad that we've taken from the beginning of the qualification against Benin in the 2 legs and against Nigeria, you can see strength in depth. You can see that this is the best of the best in the Ghana Premier League. It's not one of those squads that are named and there are so many questions in there.
Yeah.
Everybody if you follow the league, you would agree that this is the best possible group of people that we could take into this, and it's showing in the results. Look, today's performance, how resolute the defense were. Yeah. I was so impressed with it because look, you could tell the Nigerians just wanted that goal. In terms of, I've seen a number of people complain about style of play and things like that. Look, when it comes to competitions like this, these knockout rounds, anybody's game, you know, it's not now you're going to try and instill a philosophy. No, it's about getting the result. And how you approach the game. You look at what your opposition can do. You try and nullify what their strengths are. And you try and impose your strengths in the game. And that's exactly what Ghana did. Efriye Bani, again, is the man. He's showing how reliable he can be, especially when it comes to the big occasions. He scored now what? He scored in the first leg against Benin. Second leg, he scored. This is the third game in a row that he's scoring for the Black Galaxies. It just shows you the sort of player that we have in him. And it also shows you the trust that Mano Walker has in him. He knows that on the big occasion, if you give him the opportunity, he'll put in the back of the net. I was also very impressed with Suraj's performance today. And he's shown that aspect of his game. Yes, he's that sort of dictator in the midfield, but he has. I was really delighted. Look, we've lost some 1 or 2 players since the Benin game. In fact, most notably, the Kotoko left back in Imoro. But when I talk about strength in depth, you are talking about Imoro leaves. Kosa is the one playing there. So it just shows you how important it is, first of all, to select a very quality squad. And we are bearing fruit. Hopefully, in a week's time when we go to Abuja, we're able to kill off the job and finally make a return to the competition.
Coach, let me take your thoughts on 2 things, right? First off, the influence of Ano Walker, because others have been in this position and have not been able to take the team to this level. Secondly, on Efriye Bani, has he done enough over the past couple of weeks to merit being taken to the World Cup?
First of all, let me talk about Ano Walker. I watched the game, and Ano Walker's influence is immense. Look, I really didn't know what the Nigerians were going to offer.
Okay.
But one thing that I knew is that this team is made up of 7 players from the league-winning team in Nigeria. And at every time, what their coach does, he makes sure 5 or 6 out of the 7 players in that league-winning team starts the game for them. So it tells you they never lack chemistry. Whoever watched the first half of that game, it was clear that we needed our coaches to come to the aid of the team. The selection presented by our technical team couldn't cope with the physicality of the Nigerians, especially Jonah Atukwe. We were more or less playing a diamond formation where we had Jonah Atukwe, who is not a natural winger, being asked to operate from the left, but he never went to the byline. He kept coming in. But because, again, of the over-physical approach of the Nigerians, he just couldn't cope. I was asking myself, which player on the bench could come in there and make an immediate impact? And when I looked at the team sheet, I saw the boy from RTU,
David Abagna.
Oh my goodness. He was immense. He came on with 10 minutes to the end of the first half. Immediately, his first touch was a header from Glasina Waku. The moment he got himself in tune with the game, everything changed. Our attacking play, our progression, because he was dropping in, picking the ball off Glasina Waku and feeding them. Look, Barnier and his strike partner, Shiraj, they were deprived of proper services in that first half. Now, I looked at the team again. I said, okay, Ano Walker and Prosper has done so well in bringing in Abagna. What else could they do? Abagna didn't come in for the player I thought would be substituted in Jonah Atukwe. Then I told myself, look, that Jonah Atukwe substitution will have to come. Because he just cannot, he's a very good player, but physically, he was so ineffective, and that made his job very, very difficult. The moment the second change came, substituting Jonah Atukwe, we started bombarding the Nigerians boot for boot, and we got a penalty. That takes me straight to Efriye Bani. Look, The moment we got the penalty, it was a clear penalty. No doubt about that.
Yeah.
It was goal bound, it was going to the net, and the Nigerian player decided to behave like a goalkeeper, saving the ball with them. The moment we got the penalty, everybody picked up the ball. And it's like because it's a team with the likes of Glasner, Waku, the Monsignum, who is also a very brilliant penalty taker. He picks up the ball and says, come on, I take up the responsibility here. He had the ball, the Nigerians were protesting and all that. He kept his calm. Normally, when it takes that long before a penalty kick is taken, it doesn't favor the kicker. So I was a bit worried. I was, come on, man, it's taking too long. What is the problem? But he kept his calm. He moved away from the group after all the hula baloo and confusion. And when sanity prevailed, he put the ball on the spot. Look, and the finesse and confidence with which he struck the ball into the back of the net. I said, wow, we need to build on this. We need to build on this. Then you could clearly see the team started playing. There's this super sub boy. I normally forget his name. He has a Muslim now, I've forgotten his name. Super sub. Anytime he comes on, the guy who dribbled when we went to Mali, the guy who dribbled until and then Banya scored.
I'm trying to remember his name.
I've forgotten his name. When he was introduced, and I told myself that today the Nigerians will smell pepper. That second goal would definitely. So as at the 78th minute, it was still 1-0. But you could clearly see the intent. And Walker stood on his feet constantly, driving the ball. And look at the icing on the cake. He pulled up Glasner Waku.
Yeah.
A substitution that you need to have balls. Because if you are chasing the game, you are 1-0 up. That away game is in mind, and you are taking out that player who is expected to see the pass in the very clumsy situation.
Yeah.
I'll say, wow, I trust Walker. He's seen something decent. Awaku comes out. 10 minutes later, it was 2-0. And I started clapping. So look, Walker influence on this team is immense. I said it before he was even given the job on this same program, that he's done enough over the years to be respected and given the opportunity to save Madagana. And I'm happy he's done that. I hope there was a scene I saw when Prof walked to him on the touchline, spoke, and the manner in which he turned and listened, it tells you the mutual respect he's got. No wonder he handpicked Prof Ogum and said, this is the one I want to be my assistant. And that was the communication that brought in the Abangda boy into the team. In the first half, hardly do you see coaches make changes in first half when there's no injury. But for them to have done that, it clearly tells you they have a grip. I am very hopeful, confident in their tactical know-how, that when we go back to Abuja, they'll be able to get a job done. So that tournament that we've not been for the past 3 editions will go. And for Efri Ebania and these boys, a perfect opportunity to go and make their mark.
Daniel Efri Ebania doing big things. Let's go to the English Premier League. That's where all the action was. But before we even get into the Premier League proper, let's talk about Manchester United, because they have been after 22-year-old Brazilian winger Antony ever since the transfer market opened. News broke earlier today that they've reached an agreement. Some say 100 million euros plus add-ons. So I'm not sure. Do your conversion, convert that into pounds, and see where that gets you. Coach.
I said it here that he will come home. He's been our player since he was in Brazil. You need to go and pass somewhere before you come.
What are you talking about?
No, Ole, you are aware. What player Nketsia? You understand? Look, it's about backing the manager. Okay? Look, if you are a Man United and you've gone in for Ten Hag, the manager that you believe will bring back those glory days. It is simple. Back him. Do I think the player will be a hit? If you ask me, I've looked at the English league with the sort of ability he's got and the manager that he's going to work under. He understands what the manager demands of him. He will be gradually introduced into English football. Once Antony settles, one thing that is
how long is that settling period? Because for 100 million, nobody has time for him to settle. And I'm
saying once he settles.
How long is that?
I expect him to settle by Sunday against Arsenal.
Okay.
What is your problem?
Okay. No, now we are talking.
No, when he settles, he's coming. He's still, as we speak, he will
When
come.
you say settle, you mean medicals done?
That mean medical done, everything, paperwork signed. holding the jersey and everything.
Okay.
On Sunday, I expect him to be settled against Zinchenko. He will see Pepe.
Interesting. Daniel.
And look, expect proper creativity to United. As it stands, apart from Jadon Sancho and Anthony Martial, United lack that technical players. And with him on board, imagine Anthony Martial through the middle, Jadon Sancho on the left, Antony on the right, Martinez diagonal, Egbebole, Ekudoemi, Edoefijiami, Ekpasashin. Who is coming? Zinchenko or Aspilicueta or who? Koulibaly. No more about Chanlekwe. Chanlekwe no pa. Zero. If I pray he doesn't go. Oh, Cristiano Ronaldo. Look at what we have done. And pardon this team. Stay. Because now there will be proper crosses into the box. Granting. Proper diagonal crosses.
You mean diagonal?
All you just need to do is to do this. Zero. You'll be heading there. We've taken ease. Charlie.
You mean how?
Oh, Charlie. We'll be heading into the ease. Oh.
I can't believe this.
Have you seen Antony crosses before?
Daniel.
Charlie.
Coach is obviously happy to have his man. Anthony's numbers don't look good. Even in a Dutch Eredivisie that's supposed to be steps lower than the Premier League. What is the guarantee that this guy can all of a sudden come to Old Trafford and turn on the heat with the lights brighter than he's ever experienced?
For those of, if you watched the Eredivisie last season, he was definitely one of the best players. He's not, that's why when it comes to football and numbers, it's very easy to use numbers to judge a player. And if that was the case, then I don't think we even need opinions on this.
Okay.
Or shows to discuss who is a good player or not. All you have to do is to Google who has the better numbers and then the debate is settled. But that is not the case. That is obviously not the case. He's not your... When it comes to goal scoring, he's not the guy who's going to get you 20, 30 goals a season. No. He is a creator. And when I talk about creator, he's also not necessarily directly involved in the goal in terms of assists. He's that sort of guy who can draw defenders to him. As coach said, has the technical ability to go around 2-3 players, create space for his attacking partners in order for them to put the ball in the back of the net. And that is an area of a profile that Man United lacks in their team. Sancho has it, but he's just on one side. And United have become a bit too one-dimensional in that Elanga and Rashford are almost alike, kick and run sort of players. They don't have that ability to go past players. Martial is almost always injured, so United struggles when it comes to that particular aspect of their creativity, and that is what Antony will give Man United. When it comes to the price tag, look, I stopped judging price tags. In fact, I think 2-3 years ago when the markets changed. It's now a seller's market. If you want a player and you identify that this is a player who will work for you, and the selling club says this is how they value the player, you either pay it or you don't.
You leave it.
If you have the money to pay it, you pay. And if you've noticed, in modern day football, when clubs go out to buy under 23 players, young players, you are not necessarily buying them because of the pedigree they are bringing. No. It's based on projections.
That's it.
So Liverpool didn't spend £85 million on Darwin Núñez because of last season's 31 goals. They've looked at him and they can see that this is a sort of player.
He can be there for 10 years.
He can be there for 10 years and he can do this for the 10 years. So they are buying it, hoping that he will repay them. Same as what Man United is doing for Antony. And we've seen it. Same as Real Madrid is doing for Tchouaméni. You can't tell me Tchouaméni's performance last season is worth 80 million. No. But it's based on projections. And that is how clubs now think. So I feel we've passed that stage where you were paying money for somebody's pedigree. And even when you are paying money for pedigree, like Chelsea, I'll use Chelsea for example. They spend what? If you put the cumulative, since we started adding add-ons to transfer fees, 140 million euros on Lukaku for him to come one season, score 8 goals in the Premier League and be loaned back. That is probably the biggest waste of money I've seen in my life. But Chelsea, that's where my point comes in. Chelsea were not buying him just
purely
because
on the goals
he
had scored the previous season.
They were buying him hoping that he'll be able to replicate his form when he comes to
Korea. How many have they paid for him?
52 million.
Almost 52 million pounds.
Exactly.
And so his numbers don't show that he's that kind of player.
So that's the new thinking of clubs. If you can even go to Fofana, the 75 million Chelsea are supposedly going to pay for Fofana is not because of what he's done in the past. Fofana made less than 10 appearances last season because of an injury. But he's shown promise during his time in the Premier League. And you can tell that this is a young defender who fits the profile. And in the next 3, 4, 5 years, he'll be able to give us a certain level of performance. So that is the new thinking behind these huge transfer fees. So I don't think it makes sense for people to shout and cry. First of all, it's not your money. It's Man United's money.
It's our money.
If Man United is not going into bankruptcy,
what's your problem?
Exactly.
I mean, even if they are going to bankruptcy, it's still not your money.
Well, if United were to go into bankruptcy, then all the teams in the world bankrupt. We have the most money.
Well, Coach, I think I have the name of the player you're looking for. Omar Bashir.
Yes,
the one you're looking for. Kerala FC. Yes, Kerala FC.
That
Omar
boy,
Bashir.
man. He's a fantastic player.
He's an entertainer.
He's on a pitch. He does what he likes.
Exactly.
He does what he likes on the
when
pitch.
he got introduced into the game, he started doing this. And then the Nigerians, to be honest, they got really tired. In that last 15 minutes, they were panting.
So there's a shot, right, where Ronaldo and Mohamed Salisu were in a foot race, and Salisu completely turned the afterburners on Ronaldo. Ronaldo has been receiving a lot of heat on social media.
All those who are saying that is unfair. Just before that, well, congrats to Salisu, he did his job. But just before that, Cristiano Ronaldo had complained about a knee injury. So he was still not moving right. But if Ronaldo was moving right, there's no way Salisu is coming from behind.
It's not even the guy is 37.
If
you are winning a foot race against a 37,
and you win it,
the internet was literally going crazy with about Coach. Very tight game, not the prettiest of games, but in the end, you got a win out of it. As a United team, back-to-back wins, what are the biggest lessons from a game like this?
It was so very important after the win against Liverpool on Monday. This team needed to go out there and then win again. Because if they had not gone to Southampton, the place that they go and find things very difficult at times to get results, everybody would have said, it was one-off against Liverpool. They need to now begin to understand that we will win no matter what it takes to win. Ten Hag said something, but then he wasn't in England. He was asked that, what was your boss' biggest mistake when he came to England? Who was the boss they were referring to? Pep Guardiola. He said when Pep Guardiola came to England, he refused to adapt to the English Premiership. He thought he could come in there
and bring his
tiki-taka and dominate and go. He plays fourth. He nearly missed out on Champions League football. But Ten Hag, he will not make that same mistake if he gets the chance. Now he's gotten the chance. Look at the way Man United lost against Brentford and Brighton. Clearly, this is a manager who is learning that against certain opposition, the game will have to be played in a certain way. Especially with the sort of players they've got, Man United have got, they needed to adapt. And this game was a typical game where the manager completely had to adapt and the players bought into the idea. There are times where if a team is going to be successful, they don't need more than a goal to win football games. That is so very important. And the partnership between Varane and Lisandro Martinez is becoming more like a delicious partnership.
Are you saying that Maguire has now, your captain is now a bench player?
No, but that's
a United captain.
And so,
size 50.
Listen, if he had played against Liverpool, there's no way United would have won that game. If he had played yesterday, there's no way United will keep a clean sheet. Do you remember the last time United kept a clean sheet with Harry Maguire in the team? I don't. Do you remember? I don't. But this is a manager who is on record to have said, yes, he's the captain, but that will not guarantee him a starting play. He should earn the right to be in the team. So for me, it was take it or leave it. It wasn't an outstanding performance, but it was a team performance that deserved that 1-0 victory against Southampton.
Then I just tie it together before we take our first break.
Look, good, as coach has said, good performance. It's not every day that you expect to go out and blow position, and you always have to look at things comparatively. In recent seasons, Man United have struggled against this very Southampton team. This time around, they get 3 points and a clean sheet, and I think that's where I'm focusing on, the fact that United kept a clean sheet. It's been a while. This is a Southampton team that has scored quite a number of goals this season leading up to this one. I think they scored 2 goals in their last game, came from behind, came to draw. So they were in high spirits. They had a forward who was going to be imposing and give United problems in Shea Adams. But United managed to keep him under wraps the entirety of the game. So look, kudos to Man United. Sometimes you need to grind out the result, and that's what United did.
Well, it looks like when Ten Hag said that he would keep Maguire as captain, he knew what he was doing. So I see the plan now. You have the band, but you won't see the pitch. So you'll probably never wear the band. So that's what it is. Let's take our first break here. When we come back, we'll get into more highlights. Stay with us here on Scorecard. Welcome back to Scorecard here on Citi TV. Let me read a few of your messages that have been coming through. This one here is from Castro Steve from Chiana. It says the Black Galaxies made us proud. They should go on and make or conclude the job on the 3rd of September. Please tell Kotoko to come home because the goals are too much for them. You are alluding to Kotoko's tour. They played against Simba today, I believe.
Yeah.
That game ended, what, 4-2?
Yeah, I think
yes,
so.
I think. Yeah, ended 4-2.
So in 3 games, they've considered 11. Wow.
And scored 2. Brian from Ashoman Estate says Man United and Arsenal will soon go to default settings. The earlier they come out of this illusion of winning the league, the safer they will be from heart attack.
United have not said they are winning. We've never said anywhere. Now United.
You haven't said anything.
No, not at all. That we're winning the league. No.
Brian, so we'll word out to you. This one here says, "Evening, Ben. Greetings to you guys. I can see coach is excited because of Antony. Numo, cool down. Chelsea forever. Kwabena Mystical from Man Utd.
Wow, look.
No mind him.
Daniel Texan from Cape Coast says that Arsenal will definitely win silverware this season. Both Barca and United will come good. Make from Kotobabi says, Coach, you take it easy. The EPL is waiting for that boy Antony. This one says, if Fatal Isahaku can play for the Black Stars, why not Barnier? The boy has not been given the chance. He's young and he's a fighter. Sally Al-Hassan from Brekum with that one. This one here says that, hi Ben, Haaland will learn the City style of playing, then boom, can't wait to watch the Angels versus the Gabriels. Watching the show in Elmina. I see what you did there. And this one here says that Scorecard is always great. Kindly ask Coach, does he have faith in Maguire and in our team? Amazing from Tamale.
Maguire Jalen, he's not bench player.
This one is from Kojo Isaiah from Techima. Says, greetings to you guys. We thank the Black Galaxies for keeping a clean sheet in Ghana. A free banner for World Cup, you say. This one here says, happy Antony has joined Man U. As coach will say, oh, Chale, we made Liverpool put all their frustrations on AFC Bournemouth. Hey, Liverpool. Okay. This one here is from K from Suhum. Says, I think coach should have been the host for today's show and give more time to coach because Ajax have answered our prayers. This one here says, it's Sunday again. Can't sleep unless I watch Sunday night sports on Scorecard. As for Coach dear, he's the main reason why I want to watch. Gunners on the move. This year is going to be sweet. A sweet year for Alaji Grunsa. Okay.
We'll beat them a week today.
This year will be sweet in the words of Alaji Grunsa. I say Arsenal will say this year will be sweet.
They will lose a week today.
Okay.
I'm telling him.
Okay. This one here, final one, is from Wizzy from Tema. Says that I can't watch this program without coach. He really makes the program lovely. To all my United fans, we are back for good. This team cannot stop us again. Charlie says we are back for good. Put the word out there that we are back for good. Okay, my United fans say that this is their time to shine. So who am I? I mean, who am I to say this is not your time to shine? Let's move on with the English Premier League and let's get more highlights. Let's get to Manchester City, or Chelsea rather. They were up against Leicester City. That was a really, really interesting game. Chelsea ended up with a red card and had to play 45 minutes with a man down. Some way, somehow, they managed to win the game. Very hard fought to win for Chelsea there. Raheem Sterling with a brace could have had himself a hat-trick. Didn't happen. Jamie Vardy was guilty of wasting all Leicester City's good opportunities in the game. But Daniel, let me start with you. Conor Gallagher, word is that Chelsea want to send him on loan. From this performance and from what we've seen here, is he Chelsea material? Can he stay and help this team, or he really needs to go and polish his game elsewhere?
He's not ready. In terms of ability, he's good, but the temperament, you can tell he's not ready to play for Chelsea. When you are playing for a big team like Chelsea, you can't afford to have a bad day. Yeah. He's had 2 consecutive starts and 2 consecutive extremely poor performances.
Yep.
The second yellow card was just. I like him, so let me just leave it here. But it wasn't the best. Very poor decision. The Leicester City forward wasn't going anywhere. There were 3 Chelsea players chasing him. He was in his own half. He had overhit the ball. Mendy could easily even have come out as a sweeper keeper and clear the ball. It was a rush of blood, and when you know you're on a yellow card and you are playing for a team like Chelsea, you should have a certain level of reasoning and know that some of these things will go against your team. But that aside, look, the manner in which Chelsea controlled the game, a man down, that is what a big team is about. On paper, this was supposed to be.
It didn't even look like they had a red card.
Look, it looked like Leicester City had the red card.
Yeah.
That's how good Chelsea were. And this is another opportunity for me to highlight the importance of a player like Jorginho. 10 men, you don't want players who are rushing the ball about. No. He calmed things down. That is when people appreciate his style and appreciate his methods. That is why a player like that is on the pitch. It's not, yes, you are a man down, it's goalless, you want a goal, but you don't need to force the issue. Be patient in your build-up. Trust your system, and the goal eventually come. And that's what Jorginho kept that tempo for Chelsea. He didn't allow the game to be end-to-end like I did in the dire embers of the game. That's where Chelsea got it a bit wrong. That's when they should have tried keeping the ball a bit more. But it was so impressive. The running from Reece James down the right-hand side, the role in which Havertz was used, his ability to drop deep, and you saw he was influential in both goals. Dropping deep, picking up play, that false 9 position, Leicester City not knowing who is going to occupy it, and then Sterling comes in late in the box. You can tell that slowly, they are beginning to understand this system. Then, when you see Chelsea play like this, then you ask yourself, does Tuchel really need that centre forward, that pure number 9? Because if this system can be perfected and if it's working on their day like this, I don't see why Chelsea needs a number 9. Then on another day, you watch them, and so look,
they look like they can't.
The debate to run on, but look, it was, for me, this was a performance of the week. I'm not lying to you. Of all the League teams, the way Chelsea controlled this game, for me, was very commendable.
It was really, really impressive. Coach,
you
made a point about Rodgers last week. Every time I watch Leicester, it looks like they've gotten worse by the week. Every single time.
Yeah, because look, if you look at the players he had on the pitch, having that one-man advantage. If you were to be asked that, do you think Chelsea would dominate that game the way they did? You say, come on, no. Because he had good quality on the pitch.
He did.
There was Harvey Barnes, Jamie Vardy, there was Ayuzi Perez. All those guys on their day are technically very good players. He just didn't get them to understand the rudiment of how to control the game. They felt because they had 11 men, they should just be going at Chelsea. You don't do that. Calm down, get them to chase the ball and wear them out, and then you go and punish them. Again, as to why he kept Jamie Vardy on the pitch for that long, I just didn't understand, because he kept messing up all the golden opportunities that came his way. And there's this principle in coaching. When a player is there and he keeps messing up the very obvious, if you look at your bench and there's somebody who could go in there
and change
that or play in that role, you rather try that option and see whether, if he were to get the chance, he'll put it away. But look, and I'm sure, look, they haven't won a game yet, isn't it? They play Manchester United on Thursday. If they were to lose that at home, which I believe they will lose, if they were to lose that at home, I think if he doesn't win after 5 games, he's finished.
Rodgers is literally begging to be fired, honestly. Do send in your thoughts on Twitter. Tweet at me at Nketsia and use the hashtag Scorecard. I'll read out your tweets. Let me read out a few of your tweets that have been coming through. So this one here, yes, I have a few of the Scorecard tweets here. I'll be getting back to it in a bit. Just use the hashtag Scorecard. Tweet at me at Nketsia. I'll read them out. Let's get to Anfield. Liverpool. Boy, after that United performance, they knew that something was amiss. Jurgen Klopp has done a 360. He says that he now knows that the team needs players, so he'll buy players. But before any of that happened, Bournemouth and Scott Parker had to taste what it felt like to lose against United on a night like that. Liverpool literally equaling their club record in goals. 9-0 AFC Bournemouth. It's not pretty. Let me read a few thoughts on Twitter and then I'll get to my people here in a bit. This one here is from Richie. Says that Chelsea is going to win the league. Antony to United is a good buy. Oh, Coach, why are you laughing?
He said what? Who
Chelsea is going to win the league.
Oh, Lord Jesus. I'm shocked.
Oh, don't do this.
Go ahead.
He says, Antony to United is a good buy, but remember the EPL is no forgiver of foreigners. Okay. This one here is from Isaac Buedi Bronya. Isaac Buedi says, those who have faith in Arsenal to win the league should have faith to invest in them through betting. They will see their smoothness level. Well, Betway say that if you have faith in Arsenal, put some money behind the team. Big shout outs to Betway though. This one here is from Abraham. He says that I can't believe ETH has come in and he has replaced Maguire and Martinez. Luke Shaw, or you mean Eric Ten Hag, has come in and replaced Maguire with Martinez, Luke Shaw with Malacia, McTominay with Casemiro, and now Elanga with Antony. They didn't see us coming. United fans. Charlie, this one here says, please, coach, do the Ronaldo heading in the Antony cross again.
Charlie. Charlie. You see, it is normally an in-swinger, diagonal in-swinger. Yeah. So all you need to do is just to do this. Watch the like that.
Let me read more messages. This one here is from Kwame. Etua Poma says that why didn't you talk about United versus Liverpool? That was a long time ago. Kwame. This one here says that he wants the video of Coach talking to Antony. Don't worry, you'll have it tomorrow. It will be all over the place. Coach, interesting stuff going on. Let's move on to Arsenal Football Club. They were up against Fulham. They were hoping to preserve their 100% record start to the season. They were missing Thomas Partey and Alexander Zinchenko, two big misses. Arsenal showed some real character and passed that particular team. Gabriel Magalhaes was a very, very relieved man after that goal went in. But Arsenal, coach, big test, big pass for them. Yeah, they still don't look like everybody's even in on the action yet, but 100% record.
It's at the end of the day, you can only beat what is in front of you. Mm-hmm. They've done that. They've been asked to beat 4 teams.
Yeah, they've beaten everybody.
That's it. Yeah. So at the end of the day, you give them credit. Now, if you look at the game that they played, without a doubt, they were the better team. They saw more of the ball. The likes of Odegaard, Saka, Xhaka, they were all involved in the thing. It was very lackluster and sluggish on the part of Gabriel to have conceded that first goal. But even that, normally, if it is my Manchester United 2-3 weeks ago, the entire team would have gone this way.
Yeah.
So David De Gea makes a mistake, and in 35 minutes, it was 4-0. But Arsenal player makes a mistake, everybody accept that, yes, he made a mistake, but individually, or as a team, we needed to come together.
And he said his teammates told him that he should stop stressing about the own
and let's focus on the task ahead. Let's play the game. And look at what happened. Eventually, he came to score the winning goal. So he made amends. Tactically, they had composure. Look, Eddie Nketsia, is that the name?
Yeah, Eddie Nketsia.
If only he can be a bit composed in front of goal, he's going to be a fantastic player.
He came on and literally changed the game.
He virtually changed everything. His movement, off the ball movements, very sweet. And if you are playing with people like Odegaard, all you need to do is to move. That's all. Once you move, he's got the technique and the intelligence. He will locate you.
Oh, Charlie.
He will be located, without a doubt. So but look, this Arsenal team, I think 2 years from now, 2 years from now, or 2 seasons from this one, if they can keep these boys together, I think Xhaka will be close to 35 by then. Maybe get somebody.
So that faced him out.
Look, I'm a worried person because of Thomas Partey injuries record. I hear he'll be coming in the middle of September or end of September with a tie straight.
It's a tight tie, yeah.
You understand? And for me, he's the spine of this team. Yesterday, his absence.
Their lack of control shows.
Felt.
Yeah.
Because if he was there, control the tempo. Control the tempo. Give
touch.
It to me. And everybody will be thinking direct, thinking forward. If you look at the goal that they consider, if Partey was there, Maguire would have given him the ball. That is the belief in whoever is there. They don't trust Antony. They don't. So they want to dwell. But look, Mikel Arteta, he's doing a very good job.
Yeah.
They've been patient with him. This is his team, and he's owned the team.
Daniel, what have you liked about the 4 games Arsenal have played this season? Like, they've all presented different challenges, but in all, what have you liked about what they've done?
That's the answer is in the question. It's been 4 different types of wins. In fact, 3 different types of wins. Against Crystal Palace, they were dominant in the first half. They slumped in the second half. They managed to grind out a 2-0 victory with a clean sheet. with the Leicester City and Bournemouth game was pretty similar. They imposed themselves on the game, created lots of chances, scored 7 goals and all. Yesterday was the first time this season they had to come back from a goal down. And if you look at the time they had to come back from a goal down, the goal came in the second half.
Yeah. So
they had a limited time, and it was a weakened team. When I say weakened team, the absence of Thomas Partey was clearly felt. Look, just give me 1 minute. Martin Odegaard. When Arsenal let Ozil go, I was hurt. And I was hurt not just for Arsenal, but for the Premier League. Because for me, I'm attracted to the brain work.
Thinking.
It's not the physics. Everybody can do a step over. But when you do it, how you do it, the timing of it, and what it results in is what differentiates the top guys from the rest. Martin Odegaard's football brain
is super.
Look, it's next level.
How old is he now? 23?
23. Look, yesterday, if you watched him, and I appreciated him even more yesterday because of the absence of Thomas Partey. He's dropping deep to let things take and still be able to go out into the final third and also be so telling. Look, if you watch the goal he scored there, it wasn't the final finish. It was a step over to allow the ball to roll onto his left foot.
Oh my goodness.
Look, if you don't have the brain,
and most important, under pressure,
you don't even think of
those are things you can't teach.
You can't teach. Look, those are things you can't teach. And you see, I'm highlighting because in the first half, a similar opportunity was presented to Saka. And he took a touch with his right foot. And by the time he took the touch with his right foot, he was closed down. So many people wouldn't have seen that as a chance. But for Odegaard, he just allowed the ball to roll by giving a simple step over. And that step over also took away the defender who was closest to him, allowed him that split second of space to be able to put the ball in the back of the net. These are the sort of players that you need in your team. Players who can think and think under pressure. And for me, look, Odegaard is going to be so key to Arsenal. And again, he's a sort of player you don't judge him by numbers.
No, at all.
It's the fine things he does. Because when
he never will score 20, 15 goals.
He won't give even.
But take him out of the team. Take him out of the team and see how glaring his absence will be. He's such a top talent.
Let me read some messages coming through from Twitter. This one here is from Blah Jude. Blah Jude. He says that should Liverpool go in for De Jong? That's the question he's asking.
I can answer him though.
What's the answer?
The answer is De Jong has decided not to move. If he decides to move, no team in the EPL can pay him £380,000 a week apart from United.
Nice one. There you have your answer. This one here from Randy1GH says, ask Coach Nimley his top 3 scorers this season in the EPL. Who you think will be top 3 scorers in the EPL? I'll come to you on that one, so chew on that for a bit. This one also is from Benjamin Mensah. It says that please try. Okay, so I'm doing that. He said I should try and go to my social media channels more because the wife has taken over the TV. I think he means YouTube and stuff like that.
It's streaming on Citi TV online.
Yeah, so you should just go online, check out the Citi TV online. Go out there, check it out. This one here is from Ishahaku Abdullah. Says that United moved away from bidding for Rabiot and Arnautovic to signing Casemiro and Antony. Were the Glazers sleeping at first or what? I need to ask you if you are still Glazers out because
Glazers out.
After all the money,
no more mayor. They should go.
Interesting.
No, but the Glazers are not in charge of recruitment. The Rabiot
they run the show.
Yeah, no, but the
they
Rabiot
will tell you how much money you have.
Yes, but the Rabiot and Arnautovic
it was somebody's. It was not
theirs. It's because of the money that they told them how much money they told.
Okay.
But when the man came that he would buy the team, there is cash. There's always been cash.
Let me read a few more messages. This one here coming through from Togbi Enam. It says that what is happening to my Salah? How can your team score 9 goals and not even a goal? As for Salah, see, Salah has to go and consult, honestly, because since the AFCON, Salah has not been the same. He really hasn't.
He'll come good, don't cry. At Liverpool, they've played what? 4 games.
Yeah.
How many goals? I think he scored
twice.
So it's okay.
He's looking okay. For somebody who is in bad form, 2 goals is fine.
In 4?
No, for Salah's standards, it's not good.
No, at least 2 in 4 at the beginning of the season.
He's played Crystal Palace, he's played Bournemouth.
There's a player who scores against Chelsea, United. If you bring the big guys, the records are there. He scores against all of them.
But who are your top 3 scorers? Let me just come back to you on that one. Who do you think will finish top 3?
I think as it stands, you have to go for Haaland and Harry Kane. They are the 2 renowned goal scorers.
You are moving Salah?
No.
the proven guy over the past 3-4 years. So Haaland, Kane, Salah.
Yeah, I'll add Salah.
Let's take a quick break here on Scorecard. When we come back, we'll get into our final Premier League highlight. Manchester City, Erling Haaland were in the mix there. They were doing their thing. Erling Haaland is already on a hat-trick in the Premier League. Like, what's going on here? And he doesn't even look like he has fully adjusted to the league yet. I don't know. That's kind of scary for me. But let's take a quick break here. When we come back, we'll take a round trip around the other leagues. We'll do some boxing as well. So there's a lot more to come on Scorecard. Do stay with us here. Welcome back to Scorecard here on Citi TV. Let's round up our Premier League highlight session with Manchester City's game. They had it very tricky in the beginning. Crystal Palace had ASU believing, that it was going to be another season of putting the spanner in the works. Some way, somehow, they threw away a 2-0 lead. And then Haaland is already enjoying himself. And like I said, it doesn't even look like he's fully settled in yet. Coach, that's scary.
One thing that is certain, he will score more than 20 goals.
Wow.
I have said that should things go well, if he stays fit, I expect him to score 30 plus. Because
break the Premier League record. The record is what, 32 goals?
Yeah, I think he will break it. Because if this, look, all he needs is for the chances to be presented to put them away. If you look at, we did the game on radio, and for the fact that they had to come from behind, it tells you of the character of the team. Never did they panic. When they were 2-0 down after the first half, they didn't panic. They knew the next goal would be very, very important.
Yeah.
They needed to do something to involve the 12th man, which is the supporters. So the moment Bernardo Silva got them that deflected goal, it was game on. But tactically, you need to credit Pep Guardiola. He stuck to the principle. He stuck to the wide men. He made sure that because Crystal Palace were that compact, he needed to stretch them. So Bernardo Silva, Foden, they all stayed wide. So at any time, with Rodri, De Bruyne, very capable of locating those long passes. And the moment, what he's told his wingers is very simple. 1v1 situation, take on the fullback. If you're a winger and you are watching this program and you want to be a very effective winger, 1v1 is where you are judged. Take him on. Because if you go,
don't be hiding from the action.
At all. Don't even think about giving it back to your fullback. Just take it, and like Antony is coming to do, you just take it, face him. Ola, Shalekwe, so take him on. Once you take him on, everything is. And for me, the manner in which they went about this was super fantastic. This league,
2 goals down.
This league is going to get even more interesting. I am waiting to see how the Manchester derby will go like. That's the game I want to watch, because I believe that by then Casemiro would have settled in, Antony would have settled in, some good players would have settled in, Martial will be back fully fit. Let's
go to Italy. Let's go and see Bologna versus AC Milan. AC Milan, they managed to win their game. Rafael Leao, Olivier Giroud on target for them. Do send us your thoughts via Twitter, also on text and WhatsApp. I'll read that one out. Daniel, let me start off with you. AC Milan, light work, 2-0 away from home.
What I like about Milan is they are winning the games they are supposed to win on paper. That's exactly what they did last season. They are not looking over their shoulders to see what Inter and Co are doing. They are, stick to your business, beat the team in front of you. And so far, they've done their jobs. Look, last season, most people, including myself, thought it was a fluke. If you look at the strength in squad, strength in depth, Milan had they were not supposed to win the title. But they dug deep and they were able to win. That's what makes it even more impressive. They've come this season again with what I still deem as a very light squad. They've made some 1 or 2 signings, but in fact, those players cannot be compared to the strength and depth that Inter Milan have. Even Juventus themselves with some 1 or 2 signings, with Pogba and Di Maria, look like they will be able to challenge. And but Milan are doing their business. And you see, I always say that the title is not won by your performances against the big teams. Back in the day, that is how Arsenal were making the top 4 consistently. They beat everybody. They'll lose against the big teams, but they'll beat everybody. And at the end of the day, they'll finish in the top 4. So Milan are doing exactly that. If they face Inter and Juventus and Co, you can formulate a game plan that will be able to tackle them. But when you meet the smaller teams, make sure you do your job. Make sure you dispatch them, and that's what Milan are doing.
Let's go to Juventus versus AS Roma. Crunch game. Jose Mourinho was in the thick of affairs. So AS Roma and Juventus splitting points in that game. Vlahovic getting the goal for Juve. And then Tams Abraham. Charlie still doing big things.
Look, I watched this game, man.
Yeah.
Charlie, it was so tense. Look, the quality was up there. It's one of the best Serie A game I have watched in recent times. The intensity, more or less that of the English Premiership. But Roma, I think Jose is doing something very, very interesting. Look, he's gradually building his team under no pressure. I think he's introduced Matic, his main man, and Matic is having fun in midfield. The tempo of the Serie A suits his game. And he's dominating, he's imposing himself. And he's that good a player. Technically, he's very, very good. So you can clearly see Roma now have an engine in the middle in Matic. Somebody who can pick the ball off Matic, turns with his technical ability and get Tammy Abraham and the rest to play. Last season, it was this guy who was doing it, Henry Mkhitaryan. But he's moved to what? Inter Milan. And Jose has replaced him with Paulo Dybala. And I think it is working superbly. Juve will be a bit disappointed because I think they created the better chances. They should have won the game. So on that score, I think Max Allegri will be very, very disappointed. But hey, it is good to have a striker who knows how to strike the ball.
They have announced Belotti as well. So it looks like
Roma.
They've announced Roma have announced Belotti.
That gives Tammy Abraham some form of competition now. Because it is like he was an untouchable. But if you are a coach of the caliber of Jose, you know that for the stretch of the season, you need at least three or four strikers.
That also meant that Ghana's Felix Afena-Gyan was allowed to move on to Cremonense. I'm sure he'll get more playing time there, but that's a story for another day. Let me read a few more messages, and then we'll go to Lazio versus Inter, because that's where all the juice was this weekend. Let me read a few messages coming through. Somebody has posted the coach shenanigans from Antony at the start of the show. Bright Doe, our good friend Bright Doe, says, I can't remember the last time Citi won a game because of Ederson's heroics. The guy's goalkeeping ability keeps wobbling by the day, so you don't trust Ederson at all. You think he's not good enough. This one here is from Wei. I don't want to mention your Twitter name. It's a little too X-rated for the show. Here says, Coach Nimley's local way of here we go is walk a leg be normal. So that is the here we go.
Yeah, it's true. Here we go, walk a leg be normal.
Same thing.
The same implications.
Let me read a few more messages that are coming through. This one here is from Ajo is good, or Ajo is good, yes, I think, aka Thomas Partey, that's what you call yourself. He says, I'm surprised we didn't show the local game. Well, we didn't have highlights of that one. When we do, we'll definitely let you have it. Let's go to San Paulo. That's where Lazio were up against Inter Milan. Inter Milan were in for the shock of their life. Sarri ball is still alive and good.
Yes. Look, it was a very beautiful game.
It was.
I think Inter will have to quickly realize that if they really want to win this league, they need to be winning such games. I have said that I believe the title will be won by Inter Milan. It's still early days, yes. But if you look at the performance they put up yesterday, clearly they were not committed to the job. I don't know what their mentality was before the game. If you are playing with Lautaro Martinez and Romelu Lukaku, you should believe in your way of creating chances for these guys. Throughout the game yesterday, Romelu Lukaku was playing with his back to goal. I think the game was playing on Friday.
Night,
He was playing with his back to goal. Yes, he's good at that, but there was no creativity in and around. Is it Cholonovu? Is that
Çalhanoğlu?
Çalhanoğlu. Look, he's a very good player, but he went missing. Once he went missing, everything Inter Milan just went dead.
Oh, he has that trait, man. You see a lot of it.
And I was shocked. Maybe it is looking like they'll have to get somebody who can come in and replace him. Because the team is more like if you've got. I
think that's why Mkhitaryan was brought.
Yes, but maybe he hasn't been introduced or brought into the system proper to get him to impose himself. But Lazio, They were super. Look, every player lived up to the bidding.
The Stadio Olimpico was
It was electric.
Understood the assignment.
Yes. And Sarri, like you rightly said, came to the party.
Still alive and good. Let's head to the German Bundesliga, because this weekend Bayern Munich were not enjoying the cakewalk that they typically enjoy in the Bundesliga. They were up against one of their fiercest rivals. Yes, if you didn't know this, Borussia Monchengladbach are a fierce rival of Bayern Munich. They used to be one of the best teams in the Bundesliga some time back. These days, they're falling off a bit, but it didn't matter. They gave Bayern an absolute contest in this particular one. Daniel, just break that down for us. A team giving Bayern a run for their money finally, but Jan Sommer there, though.
It's not a team giving Bayern.
He's the goalkeeper.
He's the goalkeeper.
He's the goalkeeper, but he's part of the team.
Wow. Jan Sommer is scary. He's one of those goalkeepers that when he has his day, just give up because you are not getting past him. Seriously. Italy will remember him. The last qualifier before the playoff. He saved Jorginho's penalty. France will remember him. In the Euro 2020, that quarter-final game, he saved everything. Then he went to save Mbappe's penalty in the last minute. He's done it and done it and done it and done it. But some way, somehow, he still remains at Borussia Mönchengladbach. That's what I don't understand, because he's the complete goalkeeper. He can pass. He's a fantastic shot stopper. And I'm saying it again, when he's on his day, he's like, he's possessed.
He's a very good, look, what I call an area general. Like, if you see him commanding his back line, like...
Look at the saves he made. For me, the most impressive one was the first highlight you saw from the corner.
That header.
Because it was headed down on
point
the
blank range.
Point blank. And he still managed to get a finger on it over the bar. His reflexes are out of this world. And look, he deserved it. I think he made a record number of saves in a single game in the Bundesliga, if I'm right. There was a stat like that was posted after the game. But this is the sort of game, you don't give him man of the match. You give him some gold plaque or something. Because this performance can't be replicated by anybody.
It was literally a man possessed in that game. Coach, just quick thoughts on that.
Look, some of the things he did didn't showcase the fact that he's human.
I'm telling you.
To be honest with you, because you look at the Sadio Mane chance like that. Double save. And there were several of such instances where he could have been beaten. On any other day, they would have collected a minimum of 6 on any other day. But hey, it wasn't meant to be. And for me, they are fond of doing this thing to Bayern Munich, isn't it? Yeah. This is not the first time.
Gladbach are a very
stubborn team actually when it comes to and Bayern Munich. So that has allowed them to believe that, look, these people, if they beat everybody at all in the league,
they won't beat us. Yes. Let me read a few messages and then we'll do some boxing to wrap it up. This one here is from Oko in Medina. It says, thanks to my team Liverpool for picking up our first win. Hope we continue with more wins. And for Antony, 100 million pa. ASU dear, we are here. This one here is from Brimpon JQ. Says that the Chelsea offside and United onside educates me on the reasons of acceptance and rejection. Last Friday, Nketsia really stood up for our Liverpool. Good to us always. I don't know what you're talking about. I think you're talking about that little meltdown on Panorama. It happens, when your team is not doing well. If you do those things. Togbi Bombo from Abutia in the Volta region. Charlie, big shout out to the people in Abutia in the Volta region. Charlie, he says, tell coach that Antony is coming to do an advert with Premier League defenders. Can't wait.
That is not in doubt.
You mean advertisement week in, week out?
Commercial break.
Do you know my first choice? Which one is it? No more Cesar as frequented.
Charlie.
Charlie.
Let me read more. This one is from Ahmed from Pussy Guy. Said, did coach mention that Liverpool was going to beat Man United because Man United was out of form? Coach should have been mindful of the fact that games between these two bitter rivals is not about form.
What I said was Liverpool starts as favorite. But if they show up with that midfield they use against Palace, United will beat them. And they brought the midfield and United beat them.
Saint Carlo from Ashanti Mampong says, I'm happy with the signings United have made. Praying CR7 also stays. This one's from Wafa Eni in Akwetia. He says, happy United won their game. Greetings to coach. This one here from Kobina Ejiri from Dansoman. He says, I heard coach earlier on scoreline and I agree with him. If Antony was part of yesterday's game, United would have finished Southampton off in the first half. Hey, United fans. Let's go to the United States at the Hard Rock Casino Hotel. Ghana's Richard Commey was up against Jose Pedraza. It was quite an interesting bout. It was a split decision draw. After the draw, Pedraza says that he's willing to give Commey a rematch if he wants to. I'm not sure how Oblete and his camp feel about this one. So Richard Commey there, split decision draw. He started the fight really well. I think he did well up until mid-fight where Pedraza just came in. The body shots were just too much for him. But before the fight, something interesting happened. So the GBA told Richard Commey that he was not allowed to fight under the flag of Ghana because he and his management have told the GBA that they will not pay that percentage fee from their fight purse when they eventually do fights. Richard Commey says that he's not fighting in the Ghanaian jurisdiction, so he doesn't owe anybody any money. It was really funny. He took pictures of himself draped in a Ghana flag in his bed just before the bout and all that. Daniel, let me start off with you on this one. Just quick thoughts on all those shenanigans. Commey eventually ending a split draw. Not too good for him, is it?
It's not too good. If you look at his age, he's on the decline, unfortunately, naturally in terms of his body. His skill set, we saw it in that fight against Lomachenko. His skill set when it comes to cutting it to the top level is not yet there. And when I say yet there, you also have to ask yourself, will he ever reach because of his age? But the good thing is that he's won a world title before.
Yep.
He's been world champion before. He's been on top of the world before. And I think that's where...
Trying to make a two-time world champion.
Yes, look, it's going to be extremely difficult. It's going to be extremely difficult. We can't lie. Although some of the top guys in this division are choosing to go up.
Yeah. He's moved up as well. Junior welterweight.
He's also moved up. Yeah. But look, it leaves some room. But if you look at his technique, you look at his skill sets at this point of his career, I think it's time to make money.
Even his power.
Exactly. He looks like he's on the decline. And for me, it's time to make money. But when it comes to here and the GBA, they are shenanigans. You see, some of these things, I don't like it when they come out public. It's a bit silly for me. You are openly fighting each other. Yeah. And the fact that it was a GBA president who came out and made us know that there was something of this sort going on is a bit...
unprofessional.
So now that he has fought, he's collected the money, are they going to compel him to pay or what?
I wanted to ask a question. So if Commey ends up winning another world title, would they claim it as his
They say that they are not recognizing you because you've agreed not to pay the sum.
He's a Ghanaian. If they put a title right now, I will see that Ghana has won the world title.
You mean you don't need a GBA?
You don't need a GBA.
They should do their things well.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be where we are. We shouldn't, like Koranteng said, we shouldn't get to the situation where you will bring the money, I won't bring the money, pay the money. What is that? If you are properly, do you ever hear this with any other country? You won't hear. If it is properly run and the boxers are aware of the role the GBA plays, you won't even ask. It's just a press of a button. You get your share of the cake and we move on.
True. They've been fighting over these monies forever. I remember I caught Oscar de la Hoya.
I hear the same thing. I hear Dogbe has paid.
Yeah. He has agreed to be part of it. They had the same issue with Samuel Techi just recently when he had to go and fight in South Africa. Eventually, it was settled out of court. They were caught, lawsuits threatened and stuff.
There's something wrong.
Why? There should be a genuine
It's supposed to be a development fee. But I feel as if the boxers don't see...
If I'm not developed here, why should I come and
pay the money?
And they don't even see what the money gets put into because some people have paid it in the past and they haven't seen what the money has done. So, very interesting thoughts there. But guys, thank you very much.
It's always
Antony
a pleasure,
has arrived. I'm sure you are happy. You will get your crowning moment today. Good for you. We are all happy for you. Well, if you don't feel only be, we are happy for you.
As usual.
DK also, we know how he does his things. So, thank you guys very much there. But it's been an absolutely amazing evening hanging with you. Thank you guys for your text messages. Thanks for the tweets as well. Same time next week, Scorecard will be here, but you can catch the repeat of the show tomorrow. Same time, so enjoy.